Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ese Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj and the Prabhupada. Jai Mr. Bhavan Sabaraj Jai. Sto Devamrita Bhaktivedanta Jai Prabhupada. Go Premanandi.
Hare Hare.
See in Krishna's mouth, as revealed to us in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by Shukadeva Goswami. Ordinarily, you would think seeing in someone's mouth was nothing unusual. Mother Yashoda, twice, had a most inconceivable experience seeing in Krishna's mouth. Not exactly does she see in his mouth the entire universe, but Lord Brahma tells us later in the 10th canto, she saw through the mouth into Krishna's belly. And there was the entire universe. Why should this be so astonishing to us? Krishna contains everything. All the material energy of the universe emanates from Krishna, but he's not touched by it. As he explains in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadav yakta murtina matstani sarvabhutani salutation. The last line? I'm there, but I'm not there. Just see my mystic potency. So Mother Yashoda saw the universe through the mouth, she saw, into the belly of her son. She saw everything in the universe. She saw in her son. But then again, her son is outside the universe. So how could all this be possible? What was the first time Mother Yashoda had that vision of the Virat Roop, the universal form, within Krishna's mouth? It didn't happen every time she looked in his mouth. Krishna has his pastime energies, his Leela Shakti, and they, at certain times, allow certain things to happen, and other times not. So it's not that every time Mother Yashoda went to nurse Krishna or look in his mouth, she saw the universe. But sometimes Krishna wanted to let her know he's not an ordinary child, as in the first case where she saw the universe in his mouth. Or sometimes the opulences, the Aishwar of Krishna just wants to do its thing. Because in Vrindavan, in Braj Leela, the Aishwarya potencies take a back seat or don't even reveal themselves at all. Because Krishna's Braj Leela is all about sweetness. He, in childish ways, does inconceivable things. Like when he killed Putana. He did it by sucking her breast, as a baby would do. But the result was nothing like what an ordinary baby could do. So in the first time that Krishna saw the universe, Mother Yashoda saw the universe in Krishna's mouth, it was after the Trinarvata killing. Krishna had demonstrated how he can kill demons. Of course, the residents of Vrindavan didn't think that Krishna actually killed Trinavarta, the whirlwind demon. They were just so thankful that the demon died and Krishna is safe. They couldn't really believe that Krishna had done that. Not possible, a little baby. You know how the Trinarvata demon the whirlwind demon took Krishna high into the sky. Krishna was enjoying. This is such fun. Sometimes when I look out the window where I stay, I see those hot air balloons flying in the sky. People like that. They like to go up high and see the sights from way above. So why not Krishna? He's the supreme enjoyer. The demon, the Asura, however, was thinking, I'm going to carry Krishna away and kill him. So you know what happened. While Trinavarta took Krishna high into the sky, little baby Krishna became heavier and heavier and was maintaining a death-like grip on the neck of Trinavarta. Trinavarta couldn't get rid of Krishna. His eyes were popping out of the sockets. Krishna had become so heavy. So there was no other outcome for Trinavarta than to crash to the ground. And Krishna made sure the demon crashed to the ground on a stone slab. Not in any of the pastures of Braj, because then if the cows had sensed that some strange thing was dropping from the sky, the cows would have all scattered and muddied up the pastures with their footprints. Krishna's a cowherd boy, Gopala. So, okay, we don't want to destroy the pastures. And the demon landed on his back on a stone slab. Perfect way for the demon to die, while being a perfect situation for Krishna to play. Krishna's always enjoying. And so, what was Krishna thinking? There was no terror, there was no fear. Krishna was thinking, this demon has such a big chest. What a perfect playground for me. So Trinavarta died on a stone slab as he crashed to the ground. Different from what happened when Putana crashed to the ground. You know, when Krishna was sucking out the breast of Putana and sucking out her life, she turned into a monstrous, huge form of a demoness. You see, both Putana and Trinavarta were man-eaters, rakshasas, who loved to eat human flesh. So, Putana, in her last moments, turned into a huge witch. And she came tumbling down on the ground to die. And she knocked down quite a few trees in the Vrindavan area. If you want to know in detail, the trees that Putana knocked down were not the usual trees of Braj. They were Kamsa's private orchard. So in that way, several things happened at once. Putana died, and the trees in Kamsa's orchard, private orchard, were wiped out. So now you have the Brijvasis gathered around the dead body of Trinavarta. They took it to the Yamuna River and washed it off, and it's not said what they did with it after that. And Krishna, the source of their life, the center of their life, they thought, miraculously, he has been saved from death. If Krishna had died, they would have died. Of course, we know there's no death for Krishna. But their love for Krishna is such that they don't consider his inconceivable potencies. They don't see it. Krishna doesn't want them to see it. They think that because of their punya, their pious activities, Narayan has saved Krishna. Narayan has saved the little child Krishna because, well, probably they're thinking in our past births, or even in this lifetime, we did a lot of charitable activity, pious activity. We dug wells, we dug ponds for the general public, we built roads, we performed yajnas. We built up our stock of pious activities, and therefore Lord Narayan has saved the child Krishna. Obviously, they were not thinking that Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. They didn't become involved in such transcendental science. They had reached the pinnacle of transcendental science, pure love. Krishna doesn't want them to think of his unlimited powers. He wants them to taste his unlimited sweetness. Devaki and Vasudeva, they're in between. They have knowledge of Krishna's sweetness and knowledge of his powers, his Aishvarya, his opulence. But when you deal with Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, you're dealing with pure Brajavasis who think whoever Krishna is, we simply love him. He's our everything. And it must be Lord Narayan who's saving him from all these demons. So after some time, Shukadeva Goswami says, another Leela happens. And it's not clear exactly what the chronology is, because Krishna is beyond time and space. And Krishna, in his childhood pastimes, has traces of his youthful pastimes. And in his youthful pastimes, he has traces of his childhood pastimes. So time gets a little blurry when you're dealing with a domain, a dimension that is not controlled by time and space. Everything we do is curtailed, restricted by time and space. That's why all our endeavors for material happiness and fulfillment corrode very quickly, diminish very quickly because of the time factor. What starts out to be fresh, as we were discussing last night for those who were here, what starts out fresh soon becomes stale. That's because of time. But in Krishna's pastimes, time has no effect. What he does is not under the control of time. In fact, time is his energy. So when did the next Leela happen? It's not exactly clear. So Shukadeva Goswami says, after some time, Mother Yashoda wanted to hold her child on her lap. You see the pure Vatsalya praying, the parental love, coming out in its topmost exemplar. Mother Yashoda. She's patting her baby. She's looking in the baby's face. She's kissing the baby. You see all the things that mothers like to do, what the origin is. Everything emanates from the Supreme Absolute Truth, Janmadiya Siddha. You see the parental rasa in this material world because it's there perfect and complete in the spiritual world. So just visualize Mother Yashoda patting her little child Krishna, Kissing his cheeks, sometimes kissing his mouth, holding him. Krishna feels such affection being on the lap of his mother that he starts becoming drowsy. So comfortable, so relaxed, that he does what? He yawns. He had just killed a demon, Trinavarta, so he wants to show Yashoda Mai, I am not an ordinary child. But he shows the universe within him in such a way that Mother Yashoda's parental love is not affected. This is the first time that she sees the Virat Roop, the universal form within her child. And what was her reaction? She became very restless, as demonstrated by the movements of her eyes. Her eye movements at that point are described to be like that of the restless eyes of a deer. Mrigashavakshi. She didn't know what to make of this. All she knew was she wanted that vision to go away. She didn't know what to do with it. So at this point, Shukadeva Goswami doesn't go so much into what happened further. Just that Mother Yashoda was not able to comprehend what she's seeing, and she really didn't like what she was seeing. She didn't know what to do. And on that note, the Leela ends. Only to happen again later. The cowherd boys are going to report to Mother Yashoda because she had deputed them. Take care of Krishna, especially Balaram was supposed to look out for Krishna. So Mother Yashoda had these cowherd boys, so to speak, working for her. And whenever Krishna would do something that she thought was dangerous, the cowherd boys would report to her. So this is the original conspiracy theory. And Krishna is going to protest about this conspiracy. It's not really clear, by the way, whether Krishna ate dirt or not. That's really not the point. Sanatana Goswami said it could be either way. Krishna could have pretended to eat dirt, or he could have eaten some soft dirt in private. That's not the point. It's kind of a mystery in Vrindavan. But regardless of whether he did or not, the cowherd boys, as Krishna saw it, formed a conspiracy and dobbed it into Mother Yashoda. They reported it. And Mother Yashoda took it very seriously. I have so many wonderful milk sweets in my home. Why is my child eating dirt? Krishna's response to her was, these cowherd boys headed by my older brother Balaram are lying. Now Krishna was thinking one of two possible ways, as the Acharyas revealed. First of all, he was thinking they're lying, and secondly, he was thinking, if I let Mother Yashoda look in my mouth, if I did eat some dirt, it'd already be gone. If I did eat some dirt. Again, whether or not Krishna ate dirt, we don't know for sure. Was he just pretending? Were the cowherd boys just forming a conspiracy and Maybe they were thinking Krishna won't play with us anymore, so therefore we're going to report him to Mother Yashoda. All we know is that Mother Yashoda was very upset. You see, there was a motivation underneath Krishna's behavior. He felt he had not tasted the nectar of chastisement, of being scolded by Mother Yashoda. Remember, as Krishna was a little child, causing so much mischief growing up? Sneaking into homes and plundering the milk products, stealing the butter, pinching the little babies if he didn't find any milk products. Passing imaginary stool and urine in the worship areas of the homes if he didn't find any milk products. The Acharyas point out that Krishna has no stool or urine, but he can create the illusion that it's there. So he would do so much mischief. And the older gopis would enjoy telling Mother Yashoda what Krishna had done. Because they were thinking, you're at home, Mother Yashoda, you're missing out on all the fun that the butter thief Mukanchora is doing. We were going to report to you. And in reporting that to Mother Yashoda, they're speaking Krishna Katha and everyone's getting enlivened. And while they're reporting Krishna's mischievous behavior to her, there is little Krishna looking so innocent. And everyone just stares in Krishna's face and forgets all the accusations. But Krishna's thinking, I want to taste the nectar of being scolded by my mother. So that was another reason why the eating of the dirt pastime was enacted. And again, we don't know whether he just pretended to eat dirt or whether he actually ate dirt. In either case, Krishna was thinking, when Mother Yashoda looks into my mouth, she won't find anything. Because if I did eat dirt, which is not sure, at least according to perceivers, if I did eat dirt, it'll be gone, all the traces will be gone. Secondly, if she looks in my mouth, I'm going to show her something so distracting that she'll forget all about the accusation. So this is what Krishna is thinking. She'll look in my mouth, all right, but what she sees will make her forget all about the accusation that I ate dirt. Mother Yashoda wants to chastise her son, and that is not a fault. That desire arises out of prema, out of pure love. She has parental love for Krishna. Krishna is acting fearful, and that is not a fault. He wants to taste the nectar of showing fear that my mother is going to punish me. He couldn't taste that previously because she wouldn't scold him during his butter thief pastimes and breaking into the homes of the cowherd people and stealing milk products and pinching their babies and desecrating their worship area. He didn't get any chastisement. So now he's finally done it. Now Mother Yashoda will do something. So she says, all right, if indeed you are innocent, open your mouth. She was never expecting what she saw. She saw the whole universe. What is so astonishing about that in terms of metaphysics? Because Garbhodakashaya Vishnu is an expansion of an expansion of an expansion of Krishna. And from the navel of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu sprouts the lotus flower upon which Lord Brahma sits. And Lord Brahma takes all the ingredients of the cosmos and constructs the planetary systems. So from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu comes everything, yet Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is just a plenary expansion of Krishna. So Mother Yashoda looks in the mouth of Krishna and sees the whole universe, including herself and Vrindavan. She doesn't know what to make of this. So she goes through a whole checklist. First of all, could this vision be because I'm dreaming? No. That can't be true because my eyes are wide open. Okay, number 2. Could this be because the demigods are bewildering me with Devamrita, some illusion created by the Devatas? No, number 2 can't be true because I'm just an insignificant woman. What would the Devatas want to waste time creating illusions for me? All right, number 3. Maybe I'm sick. I'm suffering from some brain disease. No, that can't be true. I'm in perfect health. I know that. That leaves only number 4. This is all being done by my son. I wonder who my son actually is. So for a while she starts thinking, my son has mystic power. She starts to speculate a little bit. My son might be Narayan? Oh. And then she discards number 4. No, can't be true. Why? We know my child Krishna gets hungry. We know he gets thirsty. We know he's naughty. We know he's innocent. This can't be that he's Narayan. This can't be because of him. Why then? At that point, she just offers her obeisances to Lord Narayan, not thinking Narayan is her son. But she says, my dear Lord Narayan, please forgive me for thinking I'm the queen of Vrindavan. She's getting real philosophical. Please forgive me for thinking I'm the queen of Vrindavan, that Nanda Maharaj is my husband, and all the Brajavasis are my subjects. Krishna is my son. All the wealth of Vrindavan is mine. Please forgive me for thinking that way. Krishna doesn't like this. Krishna's thinking, who's going to cuddle me? If she thinks I'm Narayan, or if she thinks I'm some kind of child with inconceivable abilities, she won't take care of me. I just want to enjoy her pure maternal affection. So Krishna expands his Yogamaya potency so that Mother Yashoda forgets all about whatever she's seen, and she just wants to hug Krishna, cuddle him, and give Krishna all the things that little children like to receive from their mother. So Parikshit Maharaj exclaims, how have you ever seen anything like this before? How can you estimate the great fortune of Mother Yashoda? She's reached the pinnacle of Vedic achievement because she loves Krishna purely, without any admiration for his opulences. Her relationship is all about sweetness. Krishna doesn't want her to forget that she's his mother. He simply wants to relish her motherly affection. So even though she sees her son doing conceivable things, she doesn't really accept the implications at all. She doesn't add 1 + 1 = 2. Krishna's my son, and he just killed this demon, it seems? No, not. She doesn't even believe Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill. She thinks actually Nanda Maharaj did it. Always something else. And Krishna wants it that way. He doesn't want the sweetness interfered with by the Aishvarya, the opulence. Generally, people, when they think of God at all, if they do, they think of extraordinary power, which is fine, but it's just the beginning. Krishna is best known as the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of his sweetness. And that sweetness is more important than his opulence when it comes to pure love shown by his devotees. In the case of Mother Yashoda seeing the universe through the mouth of Krishna into his belly, the Aishvarya potencies, the opulence potencies of the Lord wanted to show something. They're always there, but they're in the background. They don't reveal themselves because they don't want to interfere with the sweetness of Krishna's leelas, his pastimes. But sometimes they, knowing Krishna's intent, they come to the fore, as they did when Mother Yashoda looked in his mouth. But her love for Krishna is so pure that even though she's seeing the inconceivable opulences of Krishna, all she thinks is, my son, I want to love my son. You've heard that Krishna's pastimes are called Nara-lila. Don't think that that means human pastimes. It means human-like pastimes. Krishna is never a human being, but he has activities that sometimes look human. Although in those activities, inconceivable things always happen that no human can do, but they look human. Sometimes people mistakenly think that Krishna is human because he has two hands, whereas Narayan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he has 4 hands. But this is a miscalculation. You can't determine who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead just by the number of hands. You remember Kartavya-Arjuna? He had 1,000 hands. He's not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes people think that if they know a little of the science of the Supreme, they think that Krishna is an expansion of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Because Garbhodakashaya Vishnu does spectacular things, like having, as we said, the navel grow from his abdomen, the lotus flower grow from the navel on his abdomen, and then there's Lord Brahma on the top of the lotus flower. So people think, well, that's God, whereas Krishna, he just plays in the mud and clay and cow dung of Vrindavan. So this is why in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says it's very difficult to understand him. Even the Devatas have difficulty understanding Krishna. Name vidu surinara prabhavanam maharshe. Aham adyahi devanam. How can the Devatas understand me fully when in every case I preceded them? I was existing way before them. They don't know me. But Mother Yashoda doesn't care whether Krishna is God or not. She never thinks he's God. In fact, she only for the briefest moment can philosophize about who is my son. And Krishna covers over with more loving potency. Cuddle me, hug me, kiss me. That is the perfection of the spiritual world. All right, any questions? So what do you boys think? Can you distract your mother when she wants to scold you? Can you open your mouth and let her see something and she'll forget all about punishing you? What about you, Ramai? Can you do that? Oh, you're never naughty, right?
Hare Krishna. My question is, this class was all about Krishna's sweetness, but we don't present, for example, Krishna in Vrindavan, but we present how he's controlling, how he's that great, how he's so great. So when is the right time to actually hear about Krishna's sweetness?
You have Krishna book that has everything in it. The Leelas, the pastimes are embedded in tattva, in the scientific understanding of Krishna. So if you're going to explain the Leelas, the pastimes, you have to make sure that you explain the science so that people don't think Krishna is an ordinary person. Just as Prabhupada does in Krishna book.
And my personal question, how about all these details?
They might get considered to have more blessing because they're on the Madhurya Ras.
Within the context of Vatsalya praying, no one's gotten more mercy than Mother Yashoda. Anything else? And also, you know, talking about Krishna's intimate pastimes with the gopis is done with great care and considerations. People can't even understand Krishna stealing butter. What to speak of Krishna dancing with the gopis. They can't even understand Krishna's apparently telling lies to his mother. I didn't eat her. They criticize him for that. So therefore, yes, 3 times it is said about Mother Yashoda, no labor, no labor, no labor. Even the greatest personalities in the universe cannot fathom or experience what Mother Yashoda experienced. But when you start talking about Krishna's beloved consorts, that's kind of hidden. Anything else? Yes.
It's no, how long are you travelling Australia for? You're based in, you're going overseas or?
I travel all the time, especially now that the COVID restrictions have eased. Anything else? So remember, it's not really clear. Did Krishna eat dirt or did he not? The eternal mystery of Vrindavan. No detective has cracked the case. And it's not the point whether he ate dirt or not. He wanted Mother Yashoda to scold him. She wouldn't do that. Even when the gopis, the older gopis, reported to her all the mischief Krishna's making. So finally he got her to let him taste the nectar of being scolded. This is all about nourishing praying. And he was fearful. I've got to do something. And that's also a manifestation of praying. There's fault neither on the mother's side nor on Krishna's side. She's not faulted for wanting to chastise him, and Krishna's not faulted for being fearful. This is all praying lila. All right. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.